Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome to this reading. My name is Mamina. This is a prosperity abundance reading. We're going to look into what needs to go on in your career life to bring in money, to bring in financial prosperity. We're even burning a prosperity candle here just so we can have all the energy right. I've already pre-shuffled the cards out for you guys so that we can try to get through this a little quicker than normal, at least quicker than 40 some minutes. But we'll see how it goes because we do have a few decks to go to. With that out the way, this is still a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thank you. I'm highly appreciative for all of the new subscribers, for those of you who take the time to comment, like the video, share the video. You are greatly appreciated. I pray that these give you the clarity and guidance that you need. I will have slots open soon for readings. I'm just adding a couple of things and changing things around so that I can give you guys the best service possible. However, you can always save the website link and just follow me on Instagram, and of course being subscribed here, you'll know when slots are open. Soul guidance slots are open at the moment, so if you need soul guidance, I can do that for you. I will have a page that provides a deeper detail on what that is so you know exactly what you're getting into. But just so that you're aware, in case you wanted to be first come first served, that is open. We're going to start off with the tarot, and then we're going to work our way to what are some of the attributes and greater details of your career, or what specifically do you need to do. And then we're going to break that. Well, actually, no, we're going to go here first. Spirit just said, so we'll do that third. So we'll do tarot, and then this, and then that. And then I'm actually going to pull a crystal card for you guys so that you guys can see what crystal formations might also be good for manifestation for those of you who are into crystals and you have them on the ready, or you want to know what to get next. So let's get started. First card. Ooh, that's a good first card. We have Chariot. The Chariot. So we have you moving. We have you getting in motion. Being in motion. That's what it feels like. That's what I keep hearing. Being in motion. Steady heading in a direction. Staying the course. Those are the words that I'm hearing and I'm channeling in here right now. Let's get into the next card. Ooh. Page of Swords. I always feel like the Page of Swords is like, I'm not going to say the spy for this reading because this is a prosperity reading. A lot of times in like love readings and whatnot can come out as the spy. Because if you think about it, the Page of Swords, it's about the mind. It's becoming more aware of your mind and your mental state. And please do not be confused that means spiritual and material. Just getting grounded, getting centered, absorbing all the knowledge and things around you as you can. Pentacles is the same thing, but Pentacles does it more so in the material world, like reading a book, whatnot. Whereas I feel like when it comes to the Page of Swords, it's also a mixture between, okay, I read a book and now how do I apply it? Like, how do I go in the world and amplify what I just learned in this book? I feel like with the Chariot being here, with that stay in motion, stay the course. Some of you are working on projects where it might be getting a little overwhelming. You're not sure if you should stay the course. Perhaps you're feeling like the results are a little slow. They're not coming in as quickly as you want. Page of Swords is saying to you that it might be the way you're thinking about it. You may have to relearn something. You may have to try a different technique. Perhaps you're focusing too much on one area. That happens a lot too, because we're told that we have to focus. And sometimes when we think focus, we think one subject, but we only think one way to do that one subject. Sometimes focus means focus on that one particular thing, but how many different ways can you unfold it? How many different ways can you learn it? How many ways can you build it up, pretty much? Yeah, some of you are feeling a lack right now. When it comes to finances, you're kind of feeling like your pockets are empty. That's what you're feeling like. So for those of you who are trying to self-invest, I'm going to say a saying to you that my mom has always said, scared money don't make money. When you spend out of fear, when you spend out of a mentality of my finances are depleted or depleting, then a lot of times that's the vibration you put out. And so that's the vibration you get back. You'll always feel like you're chasing money. You'll always feel like you're spending and not making enough. Another phrase to throw out, chasing a bag. you should never have to chase a bag. And a bag of money isn't an abundant amount of money. You should think of money as abundance. Now, that's not saying go out there and splurge and spend all your coins that right now you're looking at your bank account, you're like, I gotta eat, I gotta pay rent, and etc. But it does mean sit down and get some real clarity, really plan out, learn different ways that you can get what you need and that you can make your profits. And you're going to have to realize that sometimes you will have to spend to invest in yourself. I mean, even us as readers, we invest in these cards. We invest in being able to have something that you can all resonate with so that you can see the message as clearly as many of us see it spiritually. Because right now I can channel in and see all of this spiritually and just put the cards away. But when these cards are laid out before you, there's colors, images, different things that really resonate with you. For example, let's look at this page of swords a little closely. You see how that water has a golden color? It's like liquid gold. This is a business reading, right? So forward motion, we have motion here in the chariot on water. That's Cancer energy, right? If you look at it, you want your money to flow in like a stream, and you don't want that stream to get backed up. But right now, some of you might feel like you don't have enough resources to get what you need. Okay, so let's say, for example, you are a designer. You do computer design. You know how many open source programs there are? I'll give you a few. You have GIMP, you have Krita, you have Blender in case you're a 3D worker. You need to do some type of 3D logo work. There are ways around the come around. You see what I'm saying? You just have to be able to open your mind and absorb the knowledge necessary. But stay in motion. Do not allow yourself to feel stagnant. Now, sometimes you may have to pause. You may have to be patient, but don't allow yourself to feel stagnant. I'm feeling like the 5 of coins here that's like left out in the cold. There may be someone or some ones that you were in business with and they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Maybe they cheated you out of something. This could also just be a regular work. I mean, this is an abundance prosperity reading. This could be a regular 9-to-5 job, but either way, you might have depended upon someone and they didn't come through. For all we know, that could have been, I mean, some people are still waiting for their stimulus check. So it could have been anything. You might have been banking something on your tax returns or your stimulus check and you're like, okay, it's not here yet. When is it going to get here? And now when you spend money on things, you're spending it out of fear. And then I feel like for others, this is the state that you're in between. Like you have this moment of feeling very poor. Poor mentality breeds a poor man's life. You want to change lifestyle, you want to change it, you have to change your mentality. It doesn't mean that you go out and you buy the most expensive things. Let me tell you, you can go to a Goodwill or a bargain store and you can get an office outfit for like $5 a shirt, $10 a pair of pants and look like $1 million. Why? Because you wear it with confidence. Because you know when you walk in that meeting or when you go to introduce that business, you're giving the best of yourself that you can at that time. It's not the clothes that make the man or woman. It's the person that wears it. Bear that in mind, okay? We have 2 of coins. Yeah, some of you are trying to do this all on your own. That's another reason you're feeling depleted there. And again, I feel like that comes from a lack of trust when it comes to dealing with other people who maybe promised you things. And I myself can understand that. There are times when people promise to provide something for my artwork, music work, or even sometimes even for this type of stuff, and they never come through. And then you get to that mentality where you're like, well, I'll just do it myself. Being self-sufficient, beautiful thing. Only depending upon being self-sufficient, a problem. Because what happens is there are going to be times when, yes, you need to expand and you can't just do it all. You're going to need that secretary. You're going to need that assistant. Like even when it comes to things like this, like building our channels, we need to help each other. We need to expand. I have beautiful Soul Tribe family that I'm meeting, some that I already know, and they're starting to help to expand and grow, get the word out, and I do the same for them. I believe in give and receive, not give and take. And in order to really give, you must know how to receive. And in order to receive, you must know how to give. You're trying to juggle too many things at once, and it's actually making things take longer, leaving you in that feeling of depletion, leading you feel like you don't have anything in your pocket, like your pockets are empty. You feel like the moment you get a check, you're spending the check. You're going to have to open your energy up to receive the right kind of assistance. And in the meantime and in between time, take the time to learn what's necessary to balance yourself out so that you can stay in motion, so that you don't get stagnant. I feel like when some of you get stagnant, everything falls off. Like, I'm done. I don't want to do nothing for a while. And then you go through these periods of probably days or months of not doing anything progressive. So just keep in mind that this is about balance here. Balance is necessary. You're juggling too much. Maybe you'll have to sit something down and then pick it up when you have a better chance. And don't be afraid to put the energy out there that the help that comes to you is genuine. Put the energy out there that the help that comes to you will help you manifest what's needed. And most importantly, don't be so selfish, because what happens is when a person's been burnt in business, especially, at some point they might be open to receive help, but then they're not so quick getting help from someone else. You guys might hear noise outside because my neighbors are like barbecuing or something. So if you hear noise, forgive it. Yeah, they're kind of like in the alleyway, kind of loud. So sorry about that. But sometimes when people get burnt by someone else, there's this need to not help others as much. So when you do get money, you don't think about giving it to, say, a coworker that may need help and etc. You don't want to be that person. You want to believe that the money that you put out, you always get back. You just want to be mindful where you put it. You're mindful who you help out. And when you help someone, you help them from your heart space. When you work from your heart space. If you're working a job right now that you don't want, it's making you feel depleted emotionally, it's making you feel depleted mentally, but it's how you're earning what's necessary to invest in your business, you have to shift your energy. You have to shift where your focus is when it comes to that job. Then balance can come in. And when balance can come in, you'll be more open to receive help and assistance. And sometimes you may end up also having to help another. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be listening to an idea that they have and not just writing it off because you're like, well, I remember when I had an idea, nobody wanted to listen to me. Don't be that way. Do not become what you don't like, because you will generate the energy of that. And then you'll end up being miserable, complaining about being miserable. Ain't nobody got time for that. Look at that message. 8 of Wands. And that's the first thing I've heard as clear as day. Is the moment I turned the card. Message. Message is coming in here. And I feel like message may come in the winter months. So maybe around late November, December to January. January. Maybe early February for some of you, because I started looking at the color purple and it made me think February. So there's a message of prosperity coming in here, but in order to really receive it, you got to get balanced. You got to get centered. Some of what you guys may want to do involves maybe kicking it off in the winter months. Perhaps you're using this month in October to kind of like think of maybe your websites or your plans. I do feel like some of you are trying to do your own business, something. I'm picking up different things. I'm picking up like fashion, beauty products. I'm picking up marketing, like web marketing, which is interesting because you're probably saying to yourself, I know a bit about web marketing, and yet every time I turn around, I can't seem to get something off the ground. It's probably because, again, you're focusing too much on one area, or you're focusing on multiple different things and one way of how to pull it all together. Take what resonates from that. And as always, when it comes to these readings, I do feel like communication is a part of the problem, because I find whenever I'm dealing with the collective, it's so easy to get tongue-tied and stumble on words. So really centering in on your throat chakra might also be necessary here. And again, heart space is screaming at me because it's a lot of green in these images. A lot of greens, a lot of root chakra colors, a lot of sacral chakra colors, solar plex with the gold tints, purple's the third eye. So I'm feeling like these are some of the when you do your meditations, that's the space that you need to meditate on, cleansing. And then when you're in your creative mode, the spaces that you need to focus on. So like I said, we're going to go to this deck next. Let's see, we have, you know what? No, yeah, we're going to go to this deck. We have passion. Look at that. Stay the course. Don't get off the course. Stay in flow. Let your passion help you stay in flow. When you light a flame that comes from your passion, The only way that it can diminish, the only way that it can deplete and go out is when you start to let yourself become disconnected from your passion. You start thinking negative things about what it is you're passionate about. And then by the time you know it, that passion feels more like a burden and the fire goes out. Do not let the fire of your passion go out. Keep the fire of your passion burning. We have next, do it yourself. When it comes to learning these different techniques, you're used to doing it all yourself. Some things you've had to depend upon others for, and that's why you got in that mentality, but you need to balance it out. You can't stay in the mentality of, I'm just going to do everything myself all the time until I'm so drained, I'm so tired that now I feel like my money's going as fast as I can get it, and I'm out here in the cold by myself with no help, no assistance, because now you're complaining about what you kind of set yourself up for. Learn what you need to learn without feeling like you have to be completely dependent. You don't want to be codependent, right? So you don't want to feel like I can't learn anything unless someone tells me. Again, there's open source programs, there's YouTube videos, all different things like that. But sometimes when you get stuck, you will have to be open to maybe say, hey, messaging that person that made that video, or messaging somebody who knows how to work that program and saying, hey, I couldn't figure this thing out. Can you teach me how? With the vibration and the mentality that whoever you ask, not only will they help you genuinely, but they're going to make sure they provide you with the tools necessary to really learn it the way that you can, because everybody learns different. Everyone learns, like I'm a visual learner. Some people are visual. Some of you might be visual. Yeah, see, fork in the road. If you keep trying to do it all yourself, if you let that passion burn out and you keep doing it all yourself, you'll come to a fork in the road. And that's where some of you feel you are right now. Okay, Spirit. Yeah, I see why Spirit wanted me to go to this step. See what we got next. Dearest wish come true. When you get yourself in balance, when you balance it all out, your wishes are gonna just start boom, 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 just taking off. And here's a bit of advice I want to give you guys, because like I said, my readings are about clarity. They're about guidance. You want to be sure you can handle what you're asking for. All right. You can handle the success of it. I'm not just talking about, oh, I know what I want to do with the money already, though you should break that down very clearly. I just saw 1717. But you want to make sure you can handle the success of the business taking off. Don't dwell on it too hard, but make sure that you've thought to yourself, okay, how am I going to take that kind of pressure? Because now that this business is successful, there's going to be maybe, a bigger bank account I need to open. If it's a store, I'm going to need to open maybe more branches, or maybe I need to hire people. Your communication is going to need to be intact for that. Perhaps you need to check your business and find out, for example, if you're doing online business, you're going to need to know, for example, PayPal withholds a certain amount of money when they feel like you're making it too fast. So let's say your business just, it takes off and you make 5K. PayPal can tend to hold that, and most people use their first couple of earnings to reinvest in their business. Do you have a backup plan for that? That kind of thing. Be prepared to handle your success. Seek higher power. 8 of Wands. So you already have a message coming in here. In order to fully know how to handle that message, you're being told seek a higher power, and I just saw 1818. So that's the breakdown for this. We have don't let the fire burn out, stay the course. Go forward, move forward. Don't get stuck. Don't get stagnant. Do it yourself. Yes, learn what you can on your own, but however, do not be so dependent upon only yourself and not wanting to get help for others that you end up having a fork in the road of what you're trying to do, that you can't seem to move forward. Dearest wish come true. When you allow yourself to be in that flow state, your wishes are going to just come in rapidly. When you feel like you're getting stuck, seek a higher power. And that's for all of this. That's for any phase of this. So let's look at what your business advice is exactly. I normally try to flip the cards on camera, but sometimes I got this tripod here and it's like, we have build. Didn't I say build earlier? I did, didn't I? I said build. We have build your email list and nourish your audience by staying in touch with them. I'm pretty sure if you're already in business, I don't need to tell you what an email list is, but I sell art. So the first time I started selling art, I used Teespring and Redbubble. I still have Teespring and Redbubble. I actually need to close the Teespring one down. But the problem with those sites, they're good to start because you don't handle the inventory. You don't have to pay a hosting fee on their site or anything like that. But the issue is they take such a huge portion of your profits because They're not only putting you on display and putting it on many different products, but at the same time, they handle the emailing for you and they handle the customer service for you. When something goes wrong, you, the artist, don't have to worry about anything but promoting yourself. So you don't have that email list. Heaven forbid, Redbubble crashes tomorrow. Where's your customers? You don't have them. So it's important to, whatever your business may be, selling merch, motivation speaker, get a program, get a website where you have your email list. You can use like Wix and different things like that. You can use, well, Shopify you have to pay for, but you can use Wix, and you'll be able to collect your email list and then exchange and update your customers yourself directly from you. Contribute. Build your authority by creating content for your own website. Didn't I just say website? For your own website, and by guest posting on popular blogs and niches, whichever way you want to pronounce it. So this is about really getting your name out there and collaborating. Sometimes, even with YouTube, you know how on YouTube people link up and they'll go, okay, like for example, readers will sometimes say, hey, this person's reading for the divine masculine and this person's going to read for the divine feminine. That's a way of being featured on both. Blog wise might be a little bit easier depending on the size of the blog. You might want to start with a blog that has high traffic, but it's not overwhelmed. Like, for example, if you go to that person's follow page, maybe they have anywhere from 10,000 to say 100,000 people. They're more likely to check their DMs or more likely to check their emails on a regular basis. And you can say, hey, this is my product. It's similar to the things that you talk about. Is there a way that we can sit down and come up with a plan on how to contribute to each other and how to collab? The key here for this whole thing is building. Lead. Taking lead, coaching. I feel like this goes two ways. I feel like it's you taking lead, but also being willing to be coached. Okay, that's just what I'm picking up intuitively. Develop the best way to work with your clients. Create programs, packages, and products that help them solve their problems. That's the solution with any type of business. It doesn't matter what the business is. Your job is to provide the solution. They want clothes, you provide the clothes. They want makeup, you provide the makeup. They want coaching for their business class to get their people riled up, you provide that coaching for that business class. They need a writer, you're the writer. You see where I'm going with this? But it's all about managing it. And also, again, being willing to be coachable, because some of you are very knowledgeable in your fields. Again, I feel like some of y'all want to do marketing and you know a lot about marketing, but you're stuck right now. Why are you stuck? Because you're probably focusing on one thing that you just knew was going to work. So be open, just like you have to be for these readings, to receive being coached. Look at that, mastermind. Join a community of entrepreneurs who can give you the love, support, and feedback. Feedback involves being open to coaching. Feedback you need to achieve your dreams. What did we have here earlier? We have dearest wishes come true. Achieve your dreams. Talk about being in flow. And lastly from this, we have move forward. You see how that just came full circle? It reverted right back around to the chariot. Forward motion, moving forward. Don't get stagnant. Take action. Overcome your fear to take real action to move your business forward. Don't wait or justify. Step out of comfort and take your next action and step forward. Scared money don't make money, boo boo. Low vibration produces more low vibration. Thinking highly of your business and your ideas, that's a huge part of what helps others believe in your idea. Why would somebody want to invest in an idea or spend money on a product that the person selling it doesn't believe in, or an idea that the person who came up with it doesn't believe in? You got some of y'all sitting on gold. Some of you are sitting on gold because you're entrepreneurs, you're coming up with your own business. Others, you're that close to collaborating with somebody who you really want to collaborate with. And the only thing stopping you is your own head. You got to get out of the way of your own head. What are some of the ways to do that? What's going to help you in bringing in this money? We have beauty. Remember I said some of you might want to get into like fashion or makeup or something like that. We have beauty. This isn't just talking about beauty in the context of looks. This is talking about inner soul beauty. How will you let your soul shine through this as you build your career? Right? I love these crystal grids cards. These are Crystal Grid Oracle cards by Ashley, and I believe it's either Lively or Lively. I will have the name in the description. Jasper, red jasper is also very good for abundance, bringing in money and things like that. So that's not a coincidence. There are no coincidences, my dears. We have forgiveness. Forgiveness, this is what's blocking you. Remember what we said about the Five of Pentacles? This is what's in the way. You have to be forgiving. Let go of whatever was in the past, whoever did you dirty, didn't come through. You holding on to that is affecting your business, not theirs. It doesn't matter. You don't need to see their losses or their wins. Because some of you, it's like, ooh, I want to see what went wrong with them. No. Let that go. Too focused on them. Focus on you. Focus on you. What do we have next? And I think we have what? One more? Yeah, one more after that. We have acceptance. I am not like, some of y'all, when y'all get tongue-tied, it's amazing. Spirit, like, help me out here. We have acceptance. So this is about you accepting what happened in the past, accepting where you are now. Understand where you are now is where you need to be, because if you were where you wanted to be and you weren't ready, that success could go as fast as it came. So accept that right now you are where you are, in the sense that your dream's not like, okay, obviously you're not living in the big house. You don't have $1 million in the bank right now, right? However, you're where you need to be in order to grow to get there. Don't worry about a time limit. You can set a time as far as, okay, I want my business meeting to be this day and I want the results within this month to look like this, but don't be super attached, so that way there's room for spirit in the universe to influence and bring you in more than what because regardless of how imaginative you may be, your thoughts are limited to when it comes to the universe. Even when it comes to your higher self thinks bigger than you do in your current state, but it still can't compare to the divine that created to begin with. So at the end of the day, allow for the universe to influence and come in, matching your vibration, which is why your vibration needs to be high. You might say within 3 months, I want to make 15K or 5,000 on a product. The universe may say, here's 10. The universe may say, here's 1,000 because you need to reinvest, but then you also need to figure out more detail to this business. Like, everything comes with a lesson and a blessing. All lessons can be blessings. It all depends on your perspective. So be open-minded. Lastly, we have loyalty. Remember that joining mastermind? Join a community of entrepreneurs that are like you. Loyalty, because that's what some of you struggle with when it comes to business. You struggle with believing you can find true loyalty. You can. You're a loyal person. Many of you are working on that, because some of you for a while, not to out anybody Pacific, but some of you for a while were actually like dwindling in loyalty yourself because you were bitter and you had to do the shadow work. Some of you were in the process of doing shadow work to see like, oh crap, I did that to people. I made people feel that way. Because you were hurt and you were mimicking in kind what was happening to you. That's proof that vibration matches vibration. So allow yourself to forgive, be in a state of forgiveness, see the beauty of your own soul, see the beauty of your work and your craft, accept where you are right now. Accept the fact that you're meant to expand and that abundance already exists within you. You're just trying to bring it out. And then lastly, loyalty. Be loyal in order to draw loyalty. You don't need to stay loyal to anyone that's not doing you right. You don't need to stay loyal to any business partner that phased you, but don't go into the next project with the bitterness of that. Open yourself up and say to the universe, I have people that will have my back. They exist. They're here now. They're my soul tribe. They're my soul family. And they're coming into me now as I speak. They're already here spiritually. Now they'll manifest in the physical. Remember that you have protection when it comes to the mental state, spiritual state, and the physical state. Just keep that passion flame burning. And that's your messages, my love. Blessings to you. Peace, love, and light. And I'll catch you later.